We'll get started. So, you do roll call is going to be tough.
Alderman Talon-Air.
Here.
Alderman Parker. Absent. Alderman Schitt. Absent. Alderman Geenan. Absent. Alderman Clark.
Here.
Alderman Mayberry.
Here.
Gaddis.
Present.
Mayor Tomes.
Here.
You have a quorum.
There we go. They'll show up late. We'll do a pledge of allegiance, please, and then a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. All right. We have item number 5.
Minutes of the April 9, 2018 meeting.
Move to approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Item 6. Updates. Go through these. There's a few of them here, lengthy, but we'll get through them. We have Community Shred Day. On Wednesday, April 25th, 2018, the Rock Island Main Library, in connection with Money Smart Week, will have a Community Shred Day. Citizens can dispose of confidential documents securely on site with the document disposal truck from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Limit 3 disposable boxes per household. I didn't say what size box, but there are only 3 boxes. Enter the library parking lot from the 20th Street Alley side to drive up and drop off materials for secure shredding. See the library website for full instructions and details, or you can call 309-732-7323. Stroll through springtime. It is finally spring. The annual Stroll Through Springtime will take place at Blackhawk State Historic Site in Rock Island on Saturday, April 28, 2018, from 7 a.m. until 12 noon. All events are free and participants can come for any or all of the events. Birds will be the focus of the groups going in the field at 7 a.m. That's early. At 9 a.m., people will move to the lodge for refreshments and a short program about wild violet jelly. At 10 a.m., participants will break into small groups to observe the identifying wildflowers. No advanced registration is needed. For more information, you can call 309-788-9536. Spring Community Garage Sale. Browse over 6,000 square feet of clothes, toys, dishes, furniture, trinkets, and more at the Rock Island Park and Recreation Spring Community Garage Sale on Saturday, April 28, 2018 at Upper Longview Park. Shop the sale from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., stopping for a bite from the Hy-Vee Grill. For more information, call 309-732-7275. Rain date for the sale is Saturday, May 5th, 2018. For inclement weather, call the rain line at 732-RAIN, or it's 7246, to check event status. Prescription drug drop-off. The coalition advocating for underage substance elimination, well, that's a mouthful for me, is the local sponsor for the DEA's National Prescription Drug Take Back Day on Saturday, April 28, 2018, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Turn your unused or expired medicine for safe disposal at Milan's Municipal Center at 405 First Street in Milan, or at the Rock Island County Justice Center at 1317 3rd Avenue. The drive-up or drop-off service is free. For information, contact Carlos Hermes, 309-732-2999. And thank you for that. Item 7.
Excuse me, presentation of the art meter project and artists.
So Chandler, if you want to kick this off.
I'm very, very proud of the Arts Advisory Committee and the project that you see here before you. They worked really, really hard on it, and I'm going to let those who actually participated in this talk about it. I'm about as creative as a straight line, so I'm not very good with it. So I have Carolyn Kruger and Lori Roderick who can come up here and talk a little bit about the project.
But we need arts advocates.
There you go.
Thank you very much. I'm Lori Roderick, and this is Carolyn Kruger, and we've been members of the Arts Advisory Committee 10 years since its inception. This time we decided rather than just give advice, which we have been doing for 10 years, would actually take our own advice and really do a hands-on project. So I wanted to give you, I hope I'm preaching to the choir as you see the evidence in front that public art can be fun and can really help our artists get into the community and help bring our community together. But there's a little bit here I want to talk about why we think public art is good for Rock Island and good for this community. The arts help promote economic prosperity by contributing to the quality of life in a community, which positively impacts the local tourism industry while attracting new residents and businesses. Within a quarter square mile of downtown Rock Island, we have theater, comedy, professional ballet, sculptures, graphic street art, live music, murals, potters, wood turners, studios, and craftsmen, as well as an award-winning multimedia video production company. In 2019, the City of Rock Island adopted a new arts plan with the goal of expanding the city arts program to address citywide arts initiatives and not simply focus on downtown. That's why you're seeing this, so we can spread this out and about a little bit more. The Rock Island Arts Advisory Committee is dedicated to the community-wide creation of the arts and culture as a means to support economic well-being and enhance the quality of life in our community. The purpose of the Art Meter Project is to increase the public awareness of Rock Island's growing art scene, to develop a community sense of pride, and to stimulate social interaction to encourage tourism. And could I say it one more time? And to be fun. This is about fun. I'll turn it over to Carolyn to talk about the project.
Thanks, Larry. Let me outline the phases of this project. An account for meter coin donations and a collection policy was developed by the Community and Economic Development Department and Finance Department, and then approved by City Council. And old, unused parking meters were donated from the Public Works Department. The Community Foundation of the Great River Bend, the Q2030 grant, was applied for and awarded to the Arts Advisory Committee for the Art Meter project. The old meters were cleaned, repaired, primed, and portable stands were purchased. A call to local artists was placed on social media, and the response was truly fantastic to that event page. Local artists gathered at the Artery, my art gallery in downtown Rock Island, and volunteered hours of their time to artistically paint the meters. An art meter garden of 4 permanent meters will be installed in Arts Alley, right outside of Quad City Arts, and 5 tabletop and 4 portable 3-foot art meters will be displayed at various businesses and organizations throughout the city beginning in May of 2018. Thank you.
Very good.
We would like to welcome our artists. Some of them came tonight to stand beside their meters and congratulate them on their the time and talent that they donated to this project. So if you don't mind, I'll read off the names. We have Emmeline Mueller, Brody Ford, Amy Ford, Emily Young, Marla Albertado, Matthew Henry, Julie and Jim Ross, Sebastiana Freeberg, Lisa Maher, Trey Gordon, Timothy Kurvosky, Don Wolford Metallo, Carolyn Kruger, and Lori Roderick. So if you want to come forward and stand by your meters.
You know where you want. You go to STEM.
Inside?
Stand by, you can hold it, stand by the one you painted, or
And stand by the one you painted.
do a little photo op. There you go.
Want to stand inside? Go right ahead inside.
See there, yeah, make sure you see the meter.
Go ahead. Stand inside there.
Yep.
It'll be a little easier to take your pictures. And then we'll get the city council behind you. Okay, ready, smile. Very much.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I guess I would like to do a shout out to the group and thank you very much for your time. Not only the artist that painted them, but the committee for undertaking this. It's a great achievement and a fun thing to do. I know that there wasn't any lack of people wanting to have these meters in their establishments either. They went pretty quick. There probably would be a waiting list, I guess, if it got out there. So that speaks highly of this project also, that there's a lot of establishments that will have this and are wanting to have it, of course, City Hall being one of them. But so thank you very much for this ingenuitive thoughts and the time. So appreciate that very much. If you don't mind, we'll leave these up here for the whole meeting and enjoy them. There you go. Thank you.
For free.
Okay, item 8.
Proclamation declaring April 27, 2018 as Arbor Day.
Is there anybody, I don't know if anybody's here to,
Larry Cook.
Larry Cook is the, okay. So I'll read this off. We have, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas trees are a renewable source giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in Rock Island enhance the economic vitality of our business areas and beautifying our community. Boy, if I could read. Whereas trees, whenever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas Rock Island is as a Tree City, USA by National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to perpetuate and increase in beauty in its many trees. Man. Now, therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 27th, 2018 as Arbor Day in the City of Rock Island, and I urge all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands, to support our city's urban forestry program, and to plant trees to gladden the hearts and promote the well-being of present and future generations. So.
Symbolically. Yeah.
We have another proclamation.
Proclamation declaring May 6th through the 12th, 2018 as Municipal Clerks Week.
I should have Judith read this one. But you want to read it?
Sure.
There you go.
Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, and whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community, and whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organization. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk.
Now, therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim the week of May 6th through the 12th, 2018, as Municipal Clerks Week, and extend appreciation to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their dedication to the communities they represent. And I must then add to that Judith does a very wonderful job at representing the City of Rock Island, keeping us in line on the do's and don'ts of the City Council and in the city. So I had the pleasure of, real quick, they had I don't know if it was an annual meeting, but they had a meeting here in town. I got to meet 50-some-odd municipal clerks the other day and welcome them to the city. And it was a great pleasure and a good group of people. And it was great to host them here in the City of Rock Island. And Judith got to experience those seminars that they put on. So job well done, and it's appreciated.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
We are now to item 10.
An ordinance amending Chapter 10, Article 5, Section 10-102 of the Code of Ordinances regarding notification of graffiti presence.
To consider and pass the ordinance.
Second. Forgot to suspend the rules.
I did, in fact, forget to suspend the rules.
That's fine. So it's been moved and seconded. Is there a discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Talanier.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spaghettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 11.
An ordinance amending Appendix A, Article 5, Paragraph 5.10 and 5.10A of the Code of Ordinances regarding the Board of Zoning Appeals and variances for business zone properties on parcels 20,000 square feet or larger in total area.
Move to consider, suspend the rules, and pass the ordinance.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Talanier.
Yes.
Parker.
No.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spaghettis.
Yes.
6 ayes, 1 nay. Motion carried.
Item 12.
An ordinance amending Chapter 4, Article 3, Section 4-63, F1 of the Code of Ordinances regarding the Board of Zoning Appeals, signs, and variances for business zone properties on parcels 20,000 square feet or larger in total area.
Move to consider, suspend the rules, and pass the ordinance.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Talanier.
Yes.
Parker.
No.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spaghettis.
Yes.
6 ayes, 1 nay. Motion carried.
Item 13.
Claims A through C. A, report from the Human Resources Department regarding payment in the amount of $7,945.54 to Emily Iverson of Rock Island, Illinois, for a general liability claim. B, report from the Human Resources Department regarding payment in the amount of $3,890 to Rick Riley of Rock Island, Illinois, for a general liability claim. And C, report from the Human Resources Department regarding payment in the amount of $18,000 to U.S. Bank and Joseph Womack for a general liability claim.
Move to accept the reports and authorize payments as recommended for claims items A through C.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Alderman Talanier.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spaghettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 14.
Claims for the week of April 6th through April 12th in the amount of $837,079.70, and payroll for the weeks of March 26th through April 8th in the amount of $1,458,001.66.
Move to allow the claims and payroll.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Talanier.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spaghettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays, motion carried.
Item 15.
ACH payments for the month of March in the amount of $1,135,966.37.
Move to approve the ACH payments.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Talanair.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Schipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spargettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays, motion carried.
Item 16.
Purchase card claims for the period from February 27th through March 26th in the amount of $56,657.45.
Move to approve the purchase card claims.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Talanair.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Schipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spargettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays, motion carried.
Item 17.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding bids for the purchase of utility supplies, recommending the bids be awarded to Core and Main of Washington, Illinois for cut-in valves in the amount of $24,809.55, to Ferguson Water Works of DeKalb, Illinois for water valve box parts in the amount of $14,096.85, for 2 bolt-wide pipe couplings in the amount of $13,506.17, and for fire hydrants in the amount of $52,533.68, and to Zimmer and Francescon of Moline, Illinois, for repair clamps in the amount of $10,129.66.
Motion to approve the motion to award the bids is recommended and authorize the purchase.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
I just want to thank, I don't know if this happened on accident, but in terms of putting out the bids, Larry, and you and your team for getting all of these contractors in Illinois on this list. I think that's really great that we can source it in state for all this material. So that happened just on coincidence or with thought. I mean, it's great. It's good to see it.
I'm sure it was on purpose.
Oh,
I'd second that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And roll call.
Alderman Talanair.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Schipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spargettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays, motion carried.
Item 18.
Report from the Information Technology Department regarding the purchase of an upgrade to the Harris North Star software used for utility and miscellaneous billing from Harris North Star of Chicago, Illinois, in the amount of $76,020.
Move to approve the purchases recommended and authorize the city manager to sign the agreement.
Second.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Talanair.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Schipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spargettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays, motion carried.
Item 19.
Report from the Finance Department regarding an amendment of a revocable living trust agreement with a substitution of beneficiary.
Move to approve the non-judicial settlement agreement, substitution of beneficiary as recommended, and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement subject to minor attorney modifications.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
I know that the family in question here, the names were redacted, but you know, it's much appreciated on behalf of the city that folks wanted to leave something of their life's legacy to the city for a purpose they cared about, the animal shelter. It's just a good reminder to everybody listening that if you're thinking about estate planning, always remember the city of Rock Island. We're here. We can put that money to good use. Maybe perhaps people don't think about that sometimes.
You're right.
When I read this, I honestly thought, there's a thought. I mean, people are always thinking foundations and nonprofits, but your municipality does a lot of good community service every day, so it's very generous.
Roll call.
Alderman Talanair.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Schipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spargettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays, motion carried.
Item 20.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding a request from Belzer Ventures LLC for rezoning from R3 1 and 2 Family Residence District to I1 Light Industrial District at 3500 9th Street and 3511 8th Street.
Motion to approve the request as recommended to refer to the city attorney for an ordinance.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 21.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding review of a 3-lot minor subdivision plat of the Belzer Ventures subdivision located at approximately 3500 9th Street and 3511 8th Street.
Move to approve the final plat with requested variances as recommended, subject to obtaining all required signatures on subdivision plat certificates and subject to conforming to requirements in the zoning and subdivision ordinances.
Second. Took it right out of your mouth.
Yes, exactly. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Tallenair.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Schipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spaghettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 22.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding a request from Eric Reyes for a rezoning from R6 Multifamily Residence District to O1 Office District at 608 and 616 20th Street.
Motion to approve the request as recommended and refer to the city attorney for an ordinance.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
I don't know if Chandler or whomever wants to answer. Does anybody know, is this property a locally landmarked property?
Hodgson Funeral Home?
It's the Hodgson, or the former Hodgson Funeral Home. It's got significant historical significance. It was the doctor, I believe, that treated Looney when the mayor beat him up.
You had to do some research for this one, didn't you?
I knew that. I know my Looney history.
That I can't tell you an exact answer, but even if it is locally designated, since they're not touching the exterior, historic preservation does not take effect. On the interior of the property, an owner is allowed to do whatever they want no matter where they are in a historic district. This is taking a building that's vacant and putting in a law firm. They're growing, so it's a really good way to actually light up this building and make it live again. So I can't tell you if it's locally designated, but even so, they're only working on the interior of the property.
Okay, and it's not located within the boundaries of Broadway's National Register? I don't think so. I think that's a little too far north.
You don't think so?
Okay. And then does anybody know, is Mr. Reyes planning on staying at his current location, or is he moving?
I'd imagine since they purchased this and they want to make this their law firm, they're going to be moving to the location.
Moving, okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess, I don't know. I mean, do we ever, I guess it's only internal, so it doesn't really matter. But just making sure that properties that we are doing rezoning changes to, checking if they are locally landmarked or anything like that, if there's a process or a policy in place that CED has, to just check that before we change, Ryan, do you want to come up?
Doesn't really affect it.
The only thing that triggers our review is when they request a permit. So all work is definitely controlled internally at that point.
Right. That makes sense. Yep.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Item 23.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Lance Clark, principal of Francis Willard Elementary School, to turn 25th Avenue between 9th and 11th Streets into a one-way for eastbound traffic on school days between the hours of 7:15 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m.
Move to delay the request to a date certain.
Second.
All right, it's been moved in second. Is there any discussion?
I guess I should explain my motion to delay. There was a lot of information about this whole request that I came to just today. And if Tim is, are you able to put that photo? Thank you, sir. Can you zoom in on that just a little bit? I don't know if you're able to do that.
Oh, yeah. Tim's got the skills.
Just a picture I took this afternoon during pickup time at Francis Willard School on 9th Street and 25th Avenue. There are cars in the right-hand curb lane, there's cars in the left-hand curb lane, and there are cars trying to go down the middle of the street while picking up students. I was also there at 7:30 this morning for drop-off, but it wasn't nearly this congested. My motion to delay is based on the fact that neighborhood residents were sent out surveys, and of the ones that were sent out, 8 were returned, and there was a 2-vote difference amongst the surveys in terms of wanting to approve or deny. But there were, this is the important part, there were 4, I believe it's 4 neighborhood residents that were accidentally omitted from the mailing. And I would like them to have the opportunity to respond before the council votes on it. If for some reason the council does, or the vote does not go to delay, then I'm in favor of approving the request based on the fact that I think it's the students' our top priority is the student safety. We did it for Audubon School. We did it for Math and Science School. And while it's not without its problems in terms of being sure the signs are deployed and then put back in place or folded down at the right times, sometimes they leave them out. That's the problem. But that's not reason to deny the request. So that, I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments they want to ask.
Real quick, we are going to need a specific date that you're doing it to.
Yes, and I have one available.
Need to add that to that.
I might have to coordinate this with Larry Cook because I think this has to go, those letters have to go out and come back to the Traffic and Engineering Committee. So Larry, if you could help me out with that.
Our next 2 meetings are May 14th and 21st.
That's correct, and I don't know if that's enough time or not.
Yeah, by the time we get the letters out, get them back, and review it again with the Traffic Engineering Committee, I don't know that we would have sufficient time to do it by even the May 21st meeting. And by that point, school's out for the year before our next meeting in June.
Right.
We can push and try and make the May 21st meeting, but I don't see the reason to push at this point.
Summer break starts June 2nd and lasts through July 30th. So there's not a great deal that we have to rush for.
Want to pick a date?
Pick a date, Larry.
Let's go what is it, June 9th? Is that going to be our second meeting or our first meeting in June? Is that correct? Let's shoot for that. That way, if this is approved, then we have the summertime to put the measures in place, and people have an opportunity to kind of get familiar with what's going to happen before the new school year.
That was June 9th, did you say?
I think that's the...
Hang on.
The 4th.
No, it'd be the 11th. Second. It's the second Monday in June.
Correct.
A lot of good
That's
dates.
correct, the 11th.
I have the 4th as a city council meeting night. Whoops. Goal setting. That's why I have it in my calendar.
Okay.
June 11th, include that in my...
11th?
All blurs
Okay.
together, people.
All right, so
I would just like to commend you for your dedication to traffic control signage.
Real quickly, the principal told me, I talked to him in the morning and also in the afternoon. In the afternoon is when I took the pictures, so before I left, he told me that several parents reported me to the school because I was a person they didn't know standing on the corner taking pictures of their students.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good
job,
At least you've got a phone
residents.
call.
If you see me in the newspaper, you'll know why.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, is there anyone here from the school tonight? And I don't know whether Larry or someone can answer this. Why is this being brought up in the first place? The school's been there, I think, 80 years. I don't believe the police have got any reports, any children getting hurt or whatever. And I, like Alderman Spaghettis, talk to the neighbors around there, and they want to know why. Because usually when you make one street a one-way, the next street over is one-way, the opposite direction. You can't do that there because the next street, 24th, is like a circle drive, and then 26 is where the hospital in Alfanos is. Why is why is the school wanting to do this?
Sure. I mean, this was a request put in directly by the principal, Lance Clark, and it was supported obviously by the district office downtown. It's just strictly for the children's safety. We're not looking at making it a full-time one-way. It would be like, Alderman Spaghettis mentioned, just the twice a day during drop-off and pick-up in the afternoons. They have been adamant with the parents. Parents just aren't listening. Everybody's time is more crucial than anybody else's. One of the issues he's having is parents that are coming westbound to drop the kids off, they're dropping off on the curbside on the west side, or I guess on the north side of 25th Avenue. Kids are darting across from their car they just got out of across the street, through the median in the middle where cars are still traveling, and through parked cars on the south side. We've been fortunate, and as Principal Clark said, just extremely lucky to this point that there's not been an issue. So his hope is to just direct the traffic during that 1 hour, twice a day, just during the school year, not as a permanent one-way, just for the pure protection of his kids.
Okay.
We had the same issue come up at Dankman this fall. They're still working on a plan, but they've had the one-way streets years ago, but no one's keeping up with the signs and stuff like that. So I think it's a larger issue. People are driving and dropping their kids off to school as opposed to having kids walk to school when the school was built in terms of the drop-off.
Yeah, the majority of the kids that go to school there come from the second ward, and this is the third ward that James is talking about, and they walk, and parents pick them up. As far as I know, we've never had a problem with any children getting hurt or whatever. That's why, if it's not broke, why you want to change it.
Sure. No, I understand. And what Principal Clark relayed to me was he doesn't want to wait until an incident to then make a change. Yeah. He doesn't want it to be an afterthought.
Right, and I understand that too. But Aunt B that runs the restaurant there, I talked to her today. She's against it because she has business there. Okay. Then Murphy Jameson that lives right next door, he's against it also. So if you could, make sure those letters come out to the people in the second ward that have children. I think before it only went to people in the third ward.
We only sent it to the residents and or businesses that were directly affected on 25th Avenue.
Right.
Because obviously it was their way of in and out of their own particular homes or businesses. So that's where we sent the initial letter to. I did inadvertently omitted there's 4 houses on the very east end of 25th Avenue at 11th Street, 2 that have driveways that face 25th Avenue, and 2 that are actually on 11th Street, but their driveways face the alleyway for the garages at the softball complexes. So that's on me 100%. And like Alderman Spaghettis said, we need to include them get their opinions as well.
One of the biggest things that go on right now are our girls softball team, which are doing excellent. And there's people parked on both sides of the street, actually parked. And there's one lane that goes through there, and people wait on each other. So there's never been any problem there, either there at, Francis Willard Park, the softball diamond.
Great.
So my feeling is, and the people I represent, why mess with it?
Well, I understand. I understand. We're just doing our duty as, request was made, so we're following through.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
So if I could just add one more comment quickly, the principal and the crossing guard also that I spoke with said that when weather is rainy or snowy, the problem is compounded by the fact that even more parents drive to their students to drop them off or to pick them up. A fair weather day like today, more of them let their students walk. So I'm assuming, unless I'm going to stand out in the rain and take pictures.
That would have been creepier.
The snow.
Well, originally, what they did, they made the entrance to that off of 9th Street and made it a one-way. The school did that. That's their property. They put the signs up that it's a one-way. If they do it that way, the kids get out and they go right in the school. It's 25th Avenue. That's, they're saying, is the problem. But from what Alderman Spaghettis told me, the principal was out there this morning greeting the kids on 25th Avenue, and that is a problem too. No one from the school, if that's what they want, should be out there greeting the kids and talking to their parents or whatever, slowing down the traffic. That's right. The reason they made that a one-way, so the traffic would move.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I can only say from what I've seen, even if the entrance driveway, we still have parents that will still do whatever they want to do. And he just wants to make sure that if that's the avenue they're going to take, being 25th Avenue, he wants to make sure his kids are protected.
Okay.
All right.
Can I ask, is Bob Beckwith here from the school district?
I don't think so.
I guess not. Okay.
All right. I'd like to have the clerk reread the motion because it's a little different.
Alderman Spaghettis made a motion to delay the request to a date certain of June 11, 2018. Alderman Talanair seconded.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, passed. Item 24.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from the Police Department to install stop signs for north and southbound traffic on 11th Street at 3rd Avenue.
Move to deny the request is recommended.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion?
Could we have someone from the police department come up and explain to us why they want that?
Sure.
If I remember correctly, we did have a stop sign there some
Yes,
years ago, right?
For north and southbound traffic.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest problem. There's expectations from east and westbound traffic, people that drive that intersection, and they forget that there are no longer stop signs, and there's been near misses and accidents at that location. That's why the request was made.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Chief, do we have any recorded accidents here in the past couple of years from this? Or?
I can think of one involving a squad car, but I don't have specific numbers for accidents at that location. I can find it.
Sure.
And get that information forwarded.
I actually seen one there at that spot maybe 3 months ago.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious what the talk was that brought this. I mean,
We get officer observations, patrolmen that are out there seeing near misses.
Sure.
Vehicles making stop sign violations.
The individuals who are working in that area?
Correct.
Frequently? Okay. That makes sense.
I think there were 3 or 4 accidents. It did not meet the warrant of 5 accidents in 3 years.
Okay.
The committee looks at it specifically on
standards
those
are
grounds.
standards, I get it.
Why did we not send out letters to the nearby residents like we usually do? It says in here, contacts with residents, none.
Any contact.
Would that be on the committee, traffic engineering committee?
Yeah, Larry can answer that.
Come on up.
You got a letter?
No, it's so many feet. And I wouldn't have been
Larry, do you need a roll of stamps? I got you.
No, I need to get a seat in the front row, I guess. No, on this one, because the manual uniform of traffic control devices did not warrant placing the stop signs, there was not a need to go out and essentially poll the citizens. I know the report did, or the request did come from the police department, but we tried to stay true to, if we're going to utilize the MUTCD protocols and suggestions, we wanted to stay true with, what we've done in the past. Personally, I assume, stop signs should be there, but again, we have to go off the guidelines what the MUTCD, recommends.
Well, I remember when I started in April, we had a couple of these that came through, and I'll repeat what I said back then. The standards that you're going by do not include community engagement, and one of our goals in council is for community engagement. So that needs to be a factor, even though it's not a state requirement. Do we pull after there's a recommendation from the city?
Well,
why my stop sign saga when I was first, as an alderman. We polled the residents then, but if I recall correctly, the official, staff's recommendation was that was not necessary. So why did we do it then and not now? Do you know?
That I cannot answer, other than it just not being in a direct residential area. I know that we've got a couple new residential buildings there. As to why the residences weren't polled, I can't answer that.
I'd like to remove my second.
Yeah, I want to state that I am in favor of these stop signs.
Yeah.
You voted to deny. Yeah.
Yeah, the motion is to deny the traffic engineer. Yeah, so the motion is to deny the traffic engineering committee's recommendation to not install them. So therefore, we are voting in favor of installing them.
No, I'm voting. I'm asking to vote to deny installing them.
Exactly what I took.
Due to my conversation.
Deny the request to install stop signs.
That's what that was the second I
motion to deny.
So, and I'm taking mine away. So anyway.
You're not voting to deny now? You're voting to...
I'm going to the police department.
He wants it.
Go ahead.
He wants it there. All right, so is there a second out there that wants to deny, as the motion was stated, to deny? Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Your ward.
There you go.
All right. So just for clarification, then we'll take a vote, is that we're moving to deny, to not put stop signs there, is what we're voting on. All those,
Can we do roll call on this?
Yeah, I
it's
think we're
gonna
going
be
to
close.
need roll call.
It's going to come down to the wire.
okay. Roll call, please.
Okay, Alderman Talanair.
I knew that was
Yeah. Alderman Parker.
Aye.
Alderman Ship.
No.
Alderman Geenan.
Aye.
Alderman Clark.
Aye.
Alderman Mayberry.
No.
Alderman Spargattis.
This is a motion to deny the request. I vote in favor, yes.
4 ayes, 3 nays.
I was going to have to vote.
That was the closest vote we've ever made.
So what just happened?
No
They're going to
stop
put them,
signs.
they're not going to put them up.
Man, that's
I didn't see them right there. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Are we sure
that's what won.
Yeah, they're not going to put up the signs.
There's more ayes than nays, okay.
That's correct.
All right,
That's the way the vote went.
right.
However.
It's a sad day in Rock Island.
However what? It's a sad day.
Okay.
votes against.
Someone in the prevailing side could,
Ward guy, that ain't my ward. That's your backyard or front
That's our
yard.
police
All right,
chief and our
fine.
public works.
Ready to move forward?
Yes, sir.
All right, item 20,
Ward guy.
item 25.
Okay.
But they're not gonna. They voted. They're adults.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request from Attorney Jack Schwartz to install handicap parking on 2nd Avenue near the courthouse and in front of the Rock Island County Jail at 1317 3rd Avenue.
Move to approve the installation of 2 handicap parking spaces in front of the Rock Island County Jail, with 1 space located on each side of the existing ADA handicap ramp, as recommended and referred to the city attorney for an ordinance.
Second.
Moved to second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, item 26.
Report from the mayor regarding appointments to the Fire and Police Commission and to the Liquor Commission, and a reappointment and appointments to the Property Maintenance Board of Appeals.
Move to approve the appointments and reappointments as recommended.
second.
Moved in second. I will let you know the names. It's on the Police and Fire Commission, the recommendation is to appoint Greg Hass. And on the Liquor Commission is to appoint John Wright. On reappointment, at this point, for the Property Maintenance Board of Appeals is James Davis. And an appointment is James Witter, Elizabeth Kerr, and Dr. Eric Lundgren. All right. All those in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, item 27.
Report from the mayor regarding appointments to the Labor Day Parade Advisory Committee and the Commercial Industrial Revolving Loan Fund, CURLIF.
Move.
Go ahead, Irene.
Go ahead, sir.
Move to approve the appointments as recommended.
Second.
Moved in second. And to let you know who those are, for the Labor Day Parade Advisory Committee, appointment is Greg Hampton and Patricia Vincent. And appointments to the Commercial Industrial Revolving Loan, CURLIF, appointment is Joan Dean, Lawrence Davis, Tom Tomes, and Brandy Vanderwald. So all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Passes. 28.
Report from the city clerk regarding an activity application for a new event from QC Pride Incorporated for the Quad Cities Unity Pride Parade to be held on Saturday, June 9, 2018, between noon and 2 p.m., and a resolution authorizing the use of the Centennial Bridge and a portion of 15th Street to 3rd Avenue.
Motion to approve the event is recommended and adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yeah. Come on down.
I guess so.
Hello, I'm Andrew Arnold, and behind me is Ashley Gomez, Rich Hendrickson, Cody Hootman, Michelle Royal, and we are members of Quad City Pride, Inc. Thank you, Mayor and City Council, for reviewing our petition for the street closures in regards to the Quad Cities Unity Pride Parade and Week. This parade will be the nation's second by-state Pride Parade. We hope that our Pride Parade will showcase the best of what Rock Island and our Quad Cities have to offer in the region and our nation. By approving the street closures, you will help ensure the grand celebration of our LGBTQ community while showing that our area is a warm and inviting place to live, work, and invest. Iowa and Illinois have led the nation with regards to marriage, and we hope to continue that tradition with our week-long celebration. Events throughout the week will include a street fest, a movie showing, a pub crawl, a fabulous kart race, a wine gala, a pre-parade party at the plaza, and finally, our nation's second bi-state Pride Parade. Thank you for your time, your consideration, and your continued support of the LGBTQ community.
Could you put your name and address and everything on there, please?
Sure will.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrew. And thank you to Michelle and Cody. I know I worked with you a little bit on trying to secure this, and I'm very happy that we will be hosting the event with Davenport. If there's any way that I can be helpful moving forward, let me know. And I guess I'll just end it with that. Thank you.
I'll let you know that in June, I don't know when the IDOT is going to do work on Centennial Bridge, but they're definitely going to do it. Don't know the date. It'll be down to one lane each way, and don't know if they'll allow this or not, if that's under the case. But
okay.
So just let you know that it's beyond the city's control.
Completely understandable. Any information on this would be helpful, and any sort of consideration by the City Council for the IDOT would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Larry and Randy, if we could get a firm answer on that, because you can't plan a parade.
Yeah, they won't give you a firm answer. I think Larry had said it doesn't look like it would be at that time, but I won't give you a firm answer at this point as they get closer.
Are they closing the entire bridge for the repairs?
One lane each way.
Close the 2 remaining lanes of travel for an hour? A morning. We do that for other events.
We can't do it. It's the DOT would have to do it.
Yeah, I don't know that they're going to close the whole bridge. Usually they close a lane off.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So even if they close off one lane, that remains
Well, I think it's 2 lanes they're going to close. One side, and the other side would be open to 1 lane each direction. We'll work through it, as much as we can.
It's obviously not our call either on that. That's the state.
Correct, but your consideration, your input would definitely help by saying whether or not you can close off one road, one piece of the road, and then having 3 lanes open, 2 for traffic and 1 for the parade, and then follow up the next week or the next scheduled time to actually do the other section of the road.
Right.
I've spoke with the IDOT, actually both Iowa and Illinois on this.
Great.
And any sort of consideration done by either Davenport or Rock Island will actually help them decide their scheduling.
And you may want to contact the state representatives from this district as well, because they may hold more sway in contacting those groups and trying to get some favorable outcome for you with this as well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
A great event for Rock Island to continue to support. I mean, for years we've had Quad Cities affirming diversity, renting space in downtown Rock Island. I think we have a good history and tradition of equality and being a place for all members of our community. So thank you guys for coming to Rock Island.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we're ready for roll call.
Alderman Talanair.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Ship.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spargettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.
Item 29.
Report from the city clerk regarding a plaza event application from QC Pride Incorporated for an outdoor concert with sound amplification and vendors on the plaza on Friday, June 9th, 2018, from 5 p.m. to 12:30 a.m.
Move to approve the event with sound amplification as recommended, subject to complying with all plaza regulations, and subject to being closed down early if complaints are received.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Number 30.
Report from the city clerk regarding a plaza event application from Kyle Peters of the Daiquiri Factory requesting to hold an outdoor event, Rock the District concert, on the plaza stage on Friday, June 29th, from 6 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. with sound amplification and the consumption of alcohol in the fenced-in area.
Move to. Go ahead, Steve.
Go ahead, please.
Move to approve the event and request as recommended, subject to complying with all plaza and liquor license regulations and subject to being closed down early if complaints are received.
Okay, been moved in second? Or
No, we're good. No, I'm sorry. A second.
Okay, that's what I thought. Maybe I heard something. Any discussion?
I think there was a teaser on Facebook. They're not announcing who the headliner is yet, but I think they're announcing it tomorrow. So.
All right. It's going to be you.
Then we're in bad news.
All right.
We got trouble.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. All right, item 31, other business. Other business. I think there's somebody out there, at least Ray wanted to speak. You state your name, address, and what you're here for.
My name is Ray Lynn, address 3408 35th Avenue, Rock Island. I'm a real estate agent also from Rule and Rule. And a while back, some real estate agents and home buyers spoke at the city council meeting about a sprinkler system mandate. And I'm still hoping the decision will be reversed, but that's not why I'm here. I know that night there was a bit of tension on both sides, and I feel like both sides didn't quite understand each other. Then I think it was like a couple weeks later, I read a column about Alderman Parker that frankly upset me even more. And I called Alderman Parker and said that I felt we needed to talk. And he made a comment to me that sounded like he felt realtors as a whole were in the habit of steering people away from Rock Island. And he talked about the people on the inside, and I believe that was referring to myself and my colleagues. I wanted him to know we on the inside are extremely supportive of Rock Island. Personally, I live in this city. I have almost my entire life. I love this city. I've coached, I've volunteered. I volunteer to teach the realtor portion of the Rock Island Economic Growth homebuyer class. Anyway, I can assure you myself and my colleagues, the inside are not in the habit of steering people away from the city. Since that newspaper column was written, Alderman Parker and I sat down. We got together to discuss our concerns. And this meeting could not have gone better. I mean, we found common ground pretty quickly. I learned from him, he learned from me. And it was just an incredibly positive and possibly a powerful meeting, really. And it was nice to see that we could air out our disagreements in a professional manner and saw that we could work together for the betterment of our city. Then I invited him to go to an agent meeting, and he invited me to go to the neighborhood meetings. And so Alderman Parker took the time to come to our meeting, where we typically have between 40 and 50 agents, and he spoke for about 35 to 40 minutes. And usually our guests are only given 10 minutes.
Shut me up next time.
So this should tell you how well received and important his message was considered by all of us. Myself, I have now attended 3 different neighborhood meetings, and these 2 have been such a positive experience for all involved. It's given me an opportunity to see the great pride of the Rock Islanders, or that the Rock Islanders take in our neighborhood. And I've been reporting back to at our agent meeting on Tuesday mornings how well organized these meetings are, how positive they are, and all the things that are going on in Rock Island. I look forward to continuing down this positive path where we learn more about each other, what we can do to help each other to move this city forward. And so I just want to come here today to thank Alderman Parker for your leadership. He took a negative and turned it into a positive, and I feel like we're on the same team, wanting great things to happen for the city of Rock Island. And so I just wanted to say I appreciate your professionalism, Alderman Parker, and thank you for everything you've done. And I look forward to continuing to work with you and the rest of you. So thank you all.
Thank you. No one else is going to clap.
And a heartfelt thank you to Mr. Lind and the other realtors that have welcomed me and to your meeting. That was fun, going to talk to 40 realtors after the newspaper headlines. But then also the fact that you guys are coming to Rock Island's Fifth Ward neighborhood meetings. And I know also the mayor has created this task force that Alderman Spaghettis is now serving on with realtors, home builders, lenders, people in the real estate community that are really trying to aggressively attack why new home construction is not as strong in Rock Island as we all know it can be. So I appreciate your kind words, Ray. I look forward to working with you as well. And it's not just me, it's this entire council. So kudos to us, and let's keep on rolling forward.
With that, maybe dovetail into other people may have something. I know James has something directly with that.
Well, just coincidentally, I brought my notes from the first Rock Island Housing Task Force meeting, which was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe. I don't recall exactly what the date was. I'm just going to kind of read off some bullet points as I took my notes of the things that we talked about, and we'll be meeting again, I think, in another week or two. We talked about a variety of things, and both parties on both sides, the city and the builders and realtors, felt that overall the meeting was very well conducted and beyond everybody's expectations. It was very positive. We talked about things like marketing and image, about location, including some of the difficulties we have being a little further away from the I-74 and John Deere corridor, competition from Iowa, the costs of lots or land and building costs. We talked about building codes a little bit and the inspections department. We also talked about the state of Illinois and their financial condition, Rock Island County, the city of Rock Island, the sprinkler code, which you mentioned, things that that we view as positive, like our diversity in our community, and also things like possible incentives for builders and buyers, the type of market that we're interested in looking at in terms of a mix of younger people and older people as well, and remodeling versus building new. So I'm expecting to have another very good meeting and maybe get into some of the specifics a little bit more. We got some good information that is within our control that we can do some those about. And then we also, some of those bullet points that I mentioned are things that are not as much under our control. But those are my notes from the meeting. I don't know if the mayor or city manager want to add anything to that.
No, I think you covered it well, and it's going to be meeting until we get some resolved issues resolved that we feel are able to, and so ad hoc task force to keep moving forward. So it was well done.
I did have one more thing I wanted to mention. That was off of the housing task force. I want to congratulate the Rock Island Library Foundation for the successful fundraiser they had at the Jewish Center last week, and it was very well attended. It was very enjoyable. They had quite a few of our local restaurateurs there serving hors d'oeuvres from their organizations. They had a lot of silent auction items that people bid on, and it was a very good social event to talk to a lot of people, whether you knew them or didn't know them. And I'm now the proud owner of an autographed picture of one of my heroes, B.B. King.
Very good. Thank you. I'm going to do a quick shout out here. Actually, Pastor Stacy Fiddler could not wait around to speak at the end here. She wanted to. So I'm going to convey her story. The church, St. John's Lutheran Church, is doing a fundraiser for the National Youth Gathering down in Houston. And to help do this fundraiser, or one of the things they're doing, is a pie in your face. The council members can see this in front of them, but and I got some more here from the audience. They want them, but they've found 10 people that are willing to have a pie thrown in their face. 2 of them are council members up here, Dave Geenan and Dylan Parker. Back in the room, of course, Mr. Jerry Jones, and another city employee, Pat O'Brien. So we have several city employees involved with this, along with an Argist, Mark Nestler with the Argist Dispatch, and an Augustana person, Kai Swanson, Rock Island County Board, or Augustana, and several others. So to help do the fundraiser, for every $1 you contribute, how many pies and they get thrown in their face, and
whoever gets the most votes
gets a pie in the face. There you go. Excuse me. $1 a vote. And just to let you know, I don't know, Dave, you have this, and I have the standings so far that Kai Swanson is in first place at this point. So you two need to pick up your game and raise some more money. Jerry Jones is in 5th place at this point, the 10. But Pat O'Brien is in 2nd place. So there's a little competition going there to raise some money, and love to see that happen. So once again, a shout out. The event will be May 12th at the Rock Island Holiday Inn. There's also bingo and a few other things they're going to do for fundraising also. So a shout out for that organization and helping the youth get to Houston.
Well, and youth come back with some good skills of leadership to make some positive contributions to our community, and we need to support any opportunities that come their way to gain the skills to be future leaders here.
Yep. I guess while we're at it, I'll call it another item and everything else. And matter of fact, I'll probably let Dylan can talk about it. Dylan and I,
All you. I got a laundry list here.
Oh, okay. Well, but Dylan and I think most of you know, but we had the fortunate to experience a few things that the firefighters get to go through. We went up to Elgin, Illinois, where they have some training facilities, and they put on a little, I'll call it VIP or a type of a demonstration where there was a number of elected officials up there to experience this. We got to go up there and we experienced a number of different things. I'll say the mild part of it was probably learning the CPR and a few of those type of things. But then once again, I saw how they do IVs these days with a drill now into your leg. It was a little nerve-wracking, thinking, I don't know if I want that. But so that was one experience. Another was getting into a metal box. They have a lot of these metal boxes like you see in shipping containers and freighters, and that's where they do the demonstrations in because they can light these things on fire or put smoke in it and it won't damage them. But nothing like not only going into a fire, we sat in a room before the fire was started and watched the fire build in our front of our eyes, and the smoke filled this building we're in, and it was very interesting to see the layers of different smoke. They open a vent, and all of a sudden the flames shooting over your head as we're sitting there in this experiencing this thing. It got quite warm. You get a little nervous whether your oxygen's going to hold out or not, or with my beard leak. But so it was. I hate to say frightening, but it was tense. Then get to go into another building where they have bunk beds and couch and everything else, and they fill it full of smoke, and you can't see where the darn. And you got to go in there and do pretend like a search and rescue, and try to find your way around and find your way out. But climbing ladders, chopping holes in the roofs. There was just a number of different not exhibits, but things we got to do. It wasn't just even an explanation. We were full geared and got to experience these. And it was a great experience to learn what the firemen go through at different times. We had two great escorts or hosts. Two firemen from the Rock Island Fire Department went up with us. And it was great. Brandon Blake? No, Brandon Baker. I knew it was a B. And Nick Border were the two that went up with us, and we spent an evening up there, and we had some great conversation, networking, together. It was a good, very open conversation. I know that I could go on and I could show pictures and everything else. It's got something, but Dylan, I don't know unless you got to add anything to that. The union sponsored it for us to go up there. There was no city expense as far as that goes. The union sponsored the training program up there. There was a good number of people up there. It was good to see that and talk to other cities, talk to other fire departments, how they handle things, how many people they have, et cetera. We were some networking with that, so it was a great experience.
Yeah, you speaking about that, you really saw how efficient and incredible Rock Island's fire department is.
Yes.
Because we were talking to these other communities, and they have 3 guys on their engines and 5 guys on their EMT teams, and our firefighters are sitting there and whispering in our ear saying, we only got 2 guys for that. And we do that with, half the stuff. And so...
wasn't any lobbying be done at all. No.
Well, it just shows how wonderful of a job that our firefighters do. And they are to be commended for the work that they do, and they ought to be supported by our community, too. Because you don't think about... it was eye-opening going to that, and you think you know what it is. Guys roll up with water and they shoot the hose and whatever, but you don't think about all of the people involved, all of the different teams working in simultaneously most of the time, and so really incredible experience. One thing that I took away from it is I saw Elgin's fire department had a really robust firefighter explorer program. And I know budgets are tight and everything, but I think maybe we can explore something like that here in the city of Rock Island, get some of our Rocky and Alleman students that might be interested in being a firefighter involved in an explorer program. I think that would be really neat. I know we have a police explorer program. Let's get a firefighter one, too.
Okay. Anything else for the good of the cause? Anybody have other business?
I have 2 things. One, another reminder, Broadway's Mother's Day Tour of Homes, May 13th, 1 to 4. You can get tickets at broadwaydistrict.org/tour of homes. $10, not a lot, but please come support the one of Fifth Ward's wonderful neighborhoods. And then secondly, I would also like to include condolences to the Hitchcock family from Circa 21. Brett lost his daughter recently, so condolences to that family.
Yep, good thought. All right, anything else? Item 32.
Executive session. 5 ILCS 120, Section 2, C11, litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. 5 ILCS 120, excuse me, Section 2, C6, the setting of a price for sale or lease of property owned by the public body. 5 ILCS 120, Section 2, C12, the establishment of reserves or settlement of claims as provided in the Local Governmental and Governmental Employees Tort Immunity Act. If otherwise, the disposition of a claim or potential claim might be prejudiced, or the review or discussion of claims, loss, or risk management information, records, data, advice, or communications from or with respect to any insurer of the public body or any intergovernmental risk management association or self-insurance pool of which the public body is a member. And 5 ILCS 120, Section 2, C21, discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under this act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by Section 2.06.
Move to go into executive session for the exceptions cited.
Second.
Second. Any discussion on that? Roll call.
Alderman Talanair.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Shipp.
Aye.
Geenan.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Mayberry.
Yes.
Spaghettis.
Yes.
7 ayes, no nays. Motion carried.